Remember the days that you used to rock up to Kilmarnock and then you would go to the pub, and I'm sure it had a bowling green at the back. It was a pretty big pub, if I remember. Is that still open? Gone are the days where you can get the bus through early, go for a couple of pints and then go to the game. It's just the downside of Scottish football in the way that it's went over the last few years. In today's Celtic FC news, Jota didn't make training the other day, and Joe Hart says he's still got another year of his contract. He doesn't feel he has to have the conversation about whether he's going to extend it or not. He's in a special place in his career. I'm not chasing a contract or worrying about negotiations. He says, where I am, I just love being part of this football club. And what will be. Conversations that will probably happen will happen when they need to, but I don't need to be knocking down doors, and I certainly don't expect people to be badgering me about a new contract. So his contract is up next season, the end of next season. We have been speaking about the fact that Bain looks likely to go this summer. Celtic are obviously in the market for another keeper that is going to sort of replace Hart in a few years. Who will that be? There's a lot of people saying they're on about an Irish boy that was playing down in Liverpool. Hart also goes on about the fact that he's vice captain to Callum McGregor, and he says that Callum McGregor is stood up to the plate. He didn't try and fill Scott Brown's boots. He just became his own man. He says that he let Cal Mack know from the straight off. He said if he needed anything from him, he'd be right by his side, and hopefully that combination has worked out. That you would be in a minority. Now, this is an interesting comment that he made, and it's maybe a dig at a few players that's maybe left the club. I don't know. He says, hopefully the combination has worked, but you would be in a minority here if you didn't come in and want to give your best every day. Interesting. That's an interesting comment. I wonder if that's a dig at a striker that has since left Celtic. Anyway, Joe Hart he has been phenomenal. He has had the odd mistakes, but all keepers do have mistakes. The fact that he's holding that benchmark of success of Callum McGregor and what he's done over the years, replacing Scott Brown was always going to be a hard role. But Cal Mack was there. He's been around the club since he was 8-year-old. He was always going to be the person that was going to be your next captain, as far as I'm concerned. So on to the game today. We're down in Kilmarnock. If you're going to Kilmarnock, you're probably on your way there by the time that this video comes out. What do you think the score will be if you're not there today? Obviously, the match officials are David Dickelson is the referee. Assistants is Craig Ferguson and John McCrossan. And on VAR is Alan Muir and Gary Hilland. The weather looks as if it's going to be about 10 degrees. Cloud, gentle breeze. And Kilmarnock end are obviously having a food bank collection before the game. Back to Jota, and a lot of people were commenting on the fact that when Celtic put out their videos showing the last day of training before the game, Celtic fans were left a little bit worried when they noticed that one key man, hi Ginny, are you saying hello? One key man was missing from Lennoxtown training, so it looks like he might not make it this weekend. The Celtic manager did reveal that 4 players would not play against Kilmarnock, being Hatate, Forrest, and the fact that Jota might not play. I think O's going to start. I think it might change things up a bit this weekend. You just don't know. I really don't know. One last bit of Celtic news is Jeremy Frimpong. Remember him that we had for a season? We sold off for 10 million. He's been talking about the fact that he might be going this summer. He's talking about he might be leaving German football. Celtic have a massive 30% sell-on clause, and it has been stated that he is worth £50 million, which would give Celtic in the region of about 10 to 15 million. It's a fantastic amount of money for a sell-on clause. He went on to say he's still only 22. I have to remember that Celtic must have got him and he was sold on really young. He's been away a couple of seasons now. The fact that he's only 22, several clubs are keeping tabs on him. Manchester United have obviously been there with the big spenders that are going to come in for him. Frimpong stressed that he still does not know when he will sit down and talk about what he's going to do this summer in the transfer window. He insists that he just wants to focus on Leverkusen and the games that he has left for the rest of the season. He basically says his exact words were, "I don't know when I'll decide about my future." I'm just concentrating on Leverkusen games and games coming up. So that'd be a big chunk of money that Ange Postecoglou could get. This 30% selling clause is a fantastic amount. I mean, it's usually about 10 or 15, but the fact that Celtic got in this massive clause, they must have had high hopes for him doing the big move. So on that note, I hope you enjoyed the Celtic game today. Should be a video after the game this afternoon, and make sure that you check that one out, and I shall see you in the next video.
Lit. Roll up to the party, roll up to the party, roll up to the party, roll up.